The phrase, fake it till you make it, has long been touted as a mantra for success, encouraging individuals to project confidence until they achieve their goals. However, that approach can be misleading and potentially harmful, as it often involves pretending to possess knowledge or skills that one does not truly have. This facade can quickly unravel, leading to a loss of credibility and trust among peers and colleagues. So, really, in an era where authenticity is increasingly valued, the risks of faking competence are higher than ever. So, when people sense insincerity, they might question the genuineness of not just one isolated claim, but everything else that person stands for. This erosion of trust can be difficult to rebuild and could severely impact professional relationships along other opportunities as well. What's up, everyone? This is Fit for Business with me, Jarod Lehn. So, if you guys could do us a favor and go ahead, if you're watching on YouTube, and tap that subscribe button, or if you are listening on Spotify for the first time, go ahead and tap that follow button as well. Welcome to episode 36. And for those of you who don't know, I'm the owner and founder of Socialtopia. We're a social media marketing agency based out of Monroe, New York. We've been in business now for just over 6 years. Our agency primarily partners with fitness entrepreneurs and home service professionals. We go about helping them elevate their brands and achieving their marketing goals. In the fast evolving world of technology, staying updated with the latest advancements is crucial for any team aiming to remain competitive. However, and I've seen this, when a manager pretends to understand a new technology to impress a team or their team, they may be inadvertently setting the stage for a series of complications. Initially, the manager might believe that projecting images of competence will inspire confidence and respect among their team members. Yet, as time goes on and progresses, the facades begin to crack, revealing a leadership style that lacks depth and genuine guidance. The immediate impact of this pretense is really visible in a team dynamic and morale. Employees quickly notice when their leader cannot provide that necessary support or answers to their technological queries or questions, right? So the realization leads to frustration, I'd say, and a sense of delusionment as team members who really seek strong leadership find themselves without a reliable guide. So productivity takes a hit as the team struggles to navigate challenges without proper direction, and innovation may stall as employees become more and more hesitant to propose, ideas or solutions, fearing that they won't receive the necessary backing or understanding from their leader. And now, I've seen this before, working for various companies, prior to launching my agency. Um, and what really happens is, like I was saying, for instance, I can remember far back when Salesforce, the tool Salesforce, really start coming onto the scene. So I'm dating myself here. I think it was roughly like 2008. Salesforce had been around for a little bit, but this is when they were, growing at scale. I was a B2B, marketing manager doing sales, outside sales too. And the company had just rolled it out, to all the sales reps, with the intent to be able to utilize it as a, CRM should be, right? CRM, which stands for Customer Relation Management Tool, CRM. As a salesperson, I love CRMs. I love the integrations. Fast forwarding to now, 2024, there's a lot of bells and whistles, that large companies at scale can utilize, and even small businesses like myself can utilize, that are cost effective. But yeah, going back, in 2008, there was a company-wide scale out and build out of Salesforce. And at that time, it was primarily just the salespeople utilizing it to track opportunities, prospects, pipelines. So the board of that company could see like what was factual or tangible, prospects in the pipeline. For me at that time when I was younger, it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth because it felt rushed. The actual rollout and build up, especially then the technology, which today It's, less intrusive, I would say, and more kind of like secondhand nature to any salesperson, that is in that field or industry or career. You really have a knack and understanding of how these tools work and set you up for success. As to back then, clearly we didn't understand the dynamic, and how such a tool could support us. But neither the case, it was just it just for me it was rushed. It was kind of botched. They didn't have enough training. It was kind of like, all right, here's this new tool, here's your login credentials. We're going to give you like an hour to like overview how the system works. And that was kind of our onboarding. And there was a lot of, at that time, things that were breaking, so to speak, as a cloud-based software back then. There was just certain hiccups that were happening, I guess, with the build out for that company I worked for at the time, which was a Fortune 500 company. So that's, for me, something that I've seen, may not necessarily, at the time trickle up to my sales manager who I reported to back then. But, maybe from him to his C level bosses. What I'm going at is like that could be the break where leadership can be viewed as, hey, they said they had this great technology, they rolled it out, they didn't give us the training we needed, and now it's kind of faltering. And that's kind of an example I wanted to use, right? So I feel that, with that being said, I feel like long term repercussions such as behavior beyond productivity issues deeply could be affecting trust and credibility, like I said. So a manager who claims to have expertise risks losing their trust of their team. Their employees begin to question their integrity and their reliability. That erosion of trust could create a toxic work environment, right? Where open levels of communication and that collaboration are kind of stifled, and employees just feel unsupported and undervalued at that point. And the manager's credibility is just then damaged, making it challenging, right, to respect an authority within the team. So, embracing authenticity and a commitment to continuous learning really offers what I feel is a path to sustainable success. Acknowledging one's knowledge gaps is not a sign of incompetence. Rather, I think it's a demonstration of courage, right, and willingness to grow. When leaders are transparent about their limitations, I feel they can create a culture of trust and collaboration rather than the latter. Team members are more likely to feel comfortable admitting their own gaps in knowledge, leading to a more open and supportive work environment where everyone works together to find solutions that are just going to help the company. Consider leaders who have successfully implemented this approach, right? For instance, a CEO who openly discusses their learning curve with new technologies and actively is seeking input from their team is probably more likely to foster a sense of community and a shared purpose, right? Such transparency, when you're that open, not only builds a strong personal brand, but it's also going to attract more team members who value growth and teamwork. That approach, I feel, encourages a learning mindset over the latter, where continuous improvement becomes a shared goal, driving that entire team towards greater achievements. So ultimately, by prioritizing authenticity and continuous learning, leaders, can navigate the complexities of both personal and professional challenges. In my opinion, that approach not only strengthens one's reputation and fosters innovation for growth, creates a positive work environment where success is measured not just by immediate outcomes, but by the long term development satisfaction of the entire team. In the competitive world of entrepreneurship, leadership, the stories that stand out are often those individuals who really are not afraid to share their failures and learning experiences. You're able to take the example of a successful entrepreneur who candidly discusses the hurdles that he or she encountered on the journey. By openly sharing both triumphs and setbacks, you can really create a narrative that resonates with many who aspire to follow in their footsteps. I think that transparency not only demystifies the path to success, but also humanizes the entrepreneur, making he or she more relatable and inspiring to the masses. That approach to sharing experiences, my gut tells me, fosters a supportive community where growth is valued over perfection. Nobody wants perfection. By highlighting the importance of learning from mistakes, entrepreneurs, I think, encourage others to really embrace their imperfection, their own challenges without fear of judgment. That environment cultivates a space where individuals feel empowered to take risks, innovate, and pursue their goals with a shared understanding that setbacks are just a natural part of the world, the journey. And that collective focus shifts from achieving flawless success to fostering a culture that appreciates resilience, perseverance, and continuous improvement. Building a personal brand on authenticity and vulnerability, really, you're going to attract like-minded individuals who are eager to learn and grow together, such as a brand is perceived as a genuine, trustworthy, and approachable drawing in followers, right? And collaborators who really can appreciate the honest portrayal of the entrepreneur experience. Those individuals, I think, are often inspired, like I am, by other entrepreneurs' journeys, and they're motivated to apply similar principles and authenticity and learning in their own lives for damn straight. That's, you create a ripple effect that goes beyond the immediate community, right. Let's think about that for a second. When we have these people, our followers, right, or we're following other individuals that we're maybe not only, I wouldn't say necessarily aspiring to be like or achieve their goals, but we're like, shit, like this motherfucker, this person, she, who I follow, on TikTok or Instagram or on YouTube, and I've seen their success stories. I've seen they maybe they were doing something in their life prior to running a business or a multi-million dollar business today. But what separates her from I? What did she do different that I'm not doing? Is it learning from the setbacks, learning from the failures, tracking everything, every little thing along the way so that you don't continue to make those mistakes? And that is what really brings people in. Like, it's, when Instagram first came on the scene, over a decade ago, right? It was like flashiness, all the pictures were just like justification. People were just trying to show off and just like, hey, have X, Y, and Z. Like, people don't want to consume that content. People want the raw, the real you. They want to see the ups, the downs, the trials, the tribulations, the hardships, the successes, right? Anybody knows, when you run a business, it sounds cliche, but you fail more times than you win. But when you win, you win. And like, the winning offsets the losing. And that's just the name of the game. It's just what it comes down to. So being authentic is like just hands down key. The importance of authenticity in navigating personal and professional challenge, it really can't be overstated. By prioritizing honesty and willingness to learn, people just are ready to develop the resilience needed to face the complexities of the modern world. That approach, I think, not only enhances your reputation, but it's also going to build a strong foundation for long term success, right? So look at entrepreneurs like Elon Musk and Sarah Blakely. They show how embracing failures, right, and sharing these journeys can lead to innovation and enduring the success. Those stories really demonstrate that authenticity and commitment to growth can transform challenges into opportunities, ultimately fostering that culture of continuous improvement and genuine achievement. So, well, that's a wrap for this week's episode. Like I always say, thanks for lending me your ears and most importantly, your attention. We'll see you on next week's episode.